Welcome back to Max Packs. As pretty much everybody knows, the Pokemon world kind of boring right now. I mean, I can only make the same video saying buy the dip, buy these sets, they're on sale, keep buying them on the way down because you'll do fine. I can only say that so many times before I just get bored. We did have Delta Rain or Storm Emeralda leaks come out a few days ago. It releases on Friday. So I don't know, this video might come out on Saturday, so it might have already released. I will be carrying it, but I might carry it like a week or two late. The Japanese prices are absolutely stupid. You're looking at like 175 before all the fees, tariffs. So you're probably looking at another 18% there. And then I tack on my 10% profit margin on top of that. And I mean, you're at 175 before probably 18% fees. So yeah, you're looking well over 200, maybe like 240 roughly, 235 roughly. And I just think that's way too much for a Japanese set, especially when, Japanese is typically around $40 a box. Granted, we've been seeing boxes more like 80 to 120, but prices at like this is past what Glory of Team Rocket came out with, and I just can't justify paying that for a Japanese booster box set. If it comes down to earth a little bit, in say a week, maybe 2 weeks, I will definitely have them. They will definitely be on the website. But the leaks we saw for this set has been absolutely amazing. I do believe they could have done a little bit better of a job. We get that sick Raikou, I believe it's an SAR. The Rayquaza, I think they could have done better with, but regardless, it's still gonna be a super expensive chase. Probably gonna be $1,000 in English minimum, at least at release. The Japanese one, who knows, it might be $700. You have the gold Rayquaza that looks trash. I think they should have done a way better job with that, but it's a tiered chase now, and that's gonna be even more expensive than the normal Rayquaza, at least at release. You got the Groudon, which I'm a huge fan of this Groudon. I like the derpy kind of look to it. It looks pretty cool. You have the Kyogre. Again, I like the card too. I think I like the Groudon better actually, just because of the derpy look. I kind of like the derpy looks. I mean, I'm a derpy guy. Let's just call it that. But they definitely missed the opportunity to make these SARs, which would have made them a bit harder to hit and probably would have gave them a little bit better artwork. It would have gave them the texturing and stuff like that, which I don't know, I'm picky. I like the texturing and stuff like that, but they're really not bad looking cards, to be honest. The Raikou is definitely a hit, but it's definitely going to be a smaller set. I wish they would have packed a little bit more in there. We got the Raikou. What about Entei, Suicune? You could have slammed them in there, and then really just making Groudon and Suicune SIRs or SARs would have probably made the set a little bit better. Put a little bit more meat into the set, make it a little bit beefier than, Chaos Rising, let's for say, maybe Perfect Order. And I think this would have been an absolute slam dunk set. It's probably still going to be a slam dunk set. You got really good chase cards. You got 4 top tier chase cards. That's more than what we've gotten in recent memory. Let's be real here. And so, yeah, I'm hyped for this set. I know a lot of other people are. And like I said, we will carry it, just the prices need to come down quite a bit. I just can't justify carrying that. It's too risky for me as a business, especially being Japanese, that the prices will just get slashed in half. And I don't want my customers to feel bad because, hey, they bought it from me and then, 2 weeks later they could have bought, 3 for the same price they got 1. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't feel right doing that either. So really just waiting for those prices to come down a bit, and I'm gonna keep monitoring it. It actually went up after the full reveal, probably about $30 or $40. So again, monitoring it. Hopefully it comes down this weekend as we go through release weekend. Normally in Japan, you see pre-orders that week before is really high, and then it just comes crashing down by the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It usually kind of settles out a little bit better. So hopefully somewhere around there, and then I'll probably have it the following week. So I'll throw up pre-orders. That's kind of how I'm gonna work that. Outside of that, there's really not a whole lot going on in the Pokemon market. A lot of things are trading sideways. A lot of things are coming down with reprints like Destined Rivals. Prismatic is still hitting the shelves with the SPCs, the ETBs, we're seeing them all over. And that's really it. Outside of those few things, there's not a whole lot else to talk about outside of continuing to just say, I hope you're buying the dip. I hope you're finding good deals out there to take advantage of. I found a couple, and I'm gonna continue to try to liquidate some things as I try to look for more deals. I have a ton of ancillary products that I'm probably just better off shopping on TCG Player, which I'm eventually gonna start doing more of that just so I can get a little bit of churn. Yeah, I'll take the 85% because they've gone up so far. Like I have some mini tins on the website that were $30 for the longest time, and they sell around $40 on TCG Player. And let's be real here, if I could sell it for $40 on TCG Player, I'm probably gonna net more than I will selling at 30. So it helps the business get more money, and maybe somebody finds my business that never knew I existed. So maybe I get another long-term customer out of it. Haven't really had much luck with that, but normally I usually just sell bulk on TCG Player. And bulk during the summer slowdown has been selling fantastic, whereas sealed, this is going to be my worst month since my first year in business in July of last year, where I sold nothing. This is going to be my worst month. So yeah, definitely not a good month. Definitely not something that I want to see. But it kind of is what it is. Everything's starting to crash. People don't want to spend the money. You got two really good sets coming out. People are trying to save up for those sets as well. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense to get rid of the ancillary product. It normally doesn't sell that well on my website anyway. And I mean, most people have issues selling mini tins and 3-pack blisters and stuff like that also. So I figured, throw it on TCG Player. I'm gonna make more than my normal profit margin of 10 to 15%. And it'll get some money churning, so I have some extra capital. I'm going to try my first time consigning some slabs. I reached out to a bunch of the major consigners that everybody says to use and stuff like that, and the only consigner that responded to me was Arizona TCG. So I'm more than likely going to use Arizona TCG. It's a shame. I really wish DCS would have reached back out to me because I would really like to consign some sealed stuff with them. But I mean, their customer service isn't any good apparently. And yeah, they never reached back. And then Z&G Emporium, he never reached back out either. So yeah, Arizona TCG via email responded like within an hour, and it was probably like 9 o'clock at night. I was amazed. So maybe sometime in the future I can do a partnership with them because I really like their service so far. They've been very helpful. Never consigned before, but they're definitely making it very easy, and they're answering all my questions in a very timely manner. So shout out to Arizona TCG. I look forward to doing some business with them, and it's really just gonna be some PSA 10s I picked up with a recent collection. They have pretty good payouts that if I sell on eBay myself, I'm probably gonna net around 85%. And through them, I'm gonna net anywhere between 88 and 93% based on the perceived value of the slabs. All it's gonna cost me is to ship it out to them. I mean, it makes sense, right? And they handle, listing it all. They handle doing the hard work. They deal with the buyers for me, and then they ship it out for me as well. The only negative to that is I don't get to network myself. I don't get to physically talk to the buyers, which is a decent way to get your name out as a small store. So that kind of hurts a little bit. But at this point, I'm just trying to get some money flowing back into the business because I'm really broke. Let's be real here. The business is broke right now. We spent a lot of money on this summer slowdown, hoping that this winter it's gonna boom up and it's gonna be a very lucrative winter for us. Like I mentioned in a bunch of other videos, we learned from our mistakes from last year, where the summer slowdown, we bought into the fear, and we didn't spend as much as we probably should have, and I believe that hurt growing the business and just hurt cash flow. So I'm not really wanting to do that a second time. So maybe I get bit in the ass by the market just continuing to crash, or maybe it turns out very well and I make a crap ton of money off of it. And I'm hoping it's definitely the latter this time. I mean, like I said, we saw it last year. Why wouldn't it happen this year? We have two banger sets coming into September and November, which brings you right into the holidays, where lots of people are spending for kids, their significant other, and a lot of people spend a lot of money on trading cards. Even when I was growing up as a kid, I had a couple Christmases where most of my Christmas gifts were just all my favorite sports players, autographs, jersey cards, rookie cards, packs. We even got some Pokemon packs, but we were kind of growing out of that phase. And I mean, my grandma, I remember cracking open Diamond and Pearl packs. What's that, like 2009, I think it is. I remember cracking them open for Christmas from my grandma. And that's probably my last childhood memory of cracking packs as a kid. Diamond and Pearl or Platinum, somewhere around there. That's probably like what, 09, 2010, roughly somewhere around there. So yeah, I just expect a lot of people to be willing to dig deep in the pockets and really spend a lot this winter for the holidays. And I want to be the guy that has everything that they want. I want to be the guy that has the Destined Rivals, the Surging Sparks, the Prismatic, the Temporal Forces, things that are getting ready to rotate out where you probably won't see it again. I also want to be the guy that has the brand new stuff that's out in English, Chinese, Japanese, etc. As long as it's a good product. Chinese Gem Pack Volume 6, I've never had anybody ask me for it, even though it just released. Really not that crazy of a set. You have an Applin, and I think, no, the Brock is from their Destined Rivals. So you really just have an Applin. And it's definitely a weaker gem pack. Chinese as a whole kind of took a step back. I sold out of the Gem 4s, and I've been selling the Gem 5s locally, but that's definitely slowed down quite a bit. I want to say I have maybe 20 left. And just slowly trying to, trickle them out as they sell. I mean, it is what it is. There's not a huge profit margin, but there's also not like a massive expense for those 20 boxes, just because Chinese is so much cheaper than everything else. And I think that's why there's a lot of appeal to it while, everything's slowing down, is it's just so cheap that it's not really a risk. So coming into winter, I want to have, all the S tier sets, and I'm positioning myself to do that. I probably bought Destined Rivals a bit too early. I mean, we just saw GameStop get $100 ETBs and they sold out like that. Literally, not even a day. They didn't even last a single day at $100. Like, I've been telling people to buy it. Now I think market price is like $135 or something like that. Shit, I'm gonna try to buy some more. Like I said, I bought too early. I paid 80% and it ended up being, I think, 140 in ETB. So if I can pay, 80% of 135, I'm getting pretty close to that $100 mark from GameStop. And if I can buy bulk as well, man, that would be awesome. Average myself down a bit, because I know once this dries up, we're off to the races right again. Everybody loves Destined Rivals. It has a good promo. The ETB itself looks beautiful, and it's a really good set. It's the best set from Scarlet and Violet that has a booster box. And yeah, it may have another month or another year before it rotates out, but there's so many sets in the queue. Like, I'm not worried about this getting anywhere near MSRP. I'm not worried about it crashing down that low. So, moral of the story, I hope you guys are also buying. Maybe you're tapped out too and you need some funds. I'm personally moving into my slabs and singles and my ancillary products that have always been sitting that I'm up high on. I'm gonna look to move all of that stuff and get some money back in my pocket so I can deploy some more capital and get some more good stuff at a great price. I mean, everything's on sale. It's just like the stock market. Things come down, it's on sale, guys. Like, just buy some more. If you believe in it from the start, why are you afraid of it now? If you believed in Chaos Rising at 200, 210, buy some more now. And I actually just got some more booster boxes of Chaos Rising. If you believe in Pitch Black at 240 or whatever it was, well, now it's 180. Personally, I wouldn't be buying Pitch Black at 180 because we still have a Wave 2 coming out. But maybe it's Perfect Order or something else, Destined Rivals. If you believed in it at these super high inflated prices, and now that it's down here and you're not buying it, you're part of the problem. Let's be real here. You're part of the problem at that point. So as we wrap up this video, I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys. We are approaching $50,000 in sales across every website, all selling platforms. About half of that is coming through my personal website, which is about double what we sold last year. So huge improvement there. As we go to, wrap up the end of the year, I'm hoping I can push that a little bit higher. Maybe I get to that 70K mark. And I mean, my goal was to get 100K. Sometimes you fall a little short. Maybe next year we get that, who knows? But I appreciate everybody. I never thought that it would get to what it is now. I never thought I'd have 490 whatever subscribers on YouTube. And my Facebook is growing, my TikTok's growing, everything's slowly growing, video by video. And I just truly appreciate everything. So thank you guys. Shout out to you. Even the Discord is growing. We're like 115 members, I want to say. I mean, that just blows my mind. It just started out with me and a couple buddies and some family members, and we just kind of started growing it from there. And it's thanks to YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, really, and I guess Instagram as well. And it's thanks to all of you guys as well who follow and watch the videos and place orders and rip your packs and go, oh my god, I hit the whatever gold Mega Lucario or whatever you hit, you know, or the Mega Charizard from Phantasmal, you know, it's all of that helping, and the word of mouth and all of that. And so just thank you guys so much. And I don't do anything special with any of my videos or anything. It's just my ugly mug here looking at you, talking to you, trying to give you good advice, and just laying out my journey for, you know, maybe my kids or somebody else who wants to start a Pokemon business. They can watch the journey go through, and maybe my information gets better, maybe my strategy gets better, or whatever it is, you know, they can slowly learn from that as well. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see y'all on the next video.